The mouse, seemingly simple, is one of the most powerful tools you possess. It can build empires, nurture love, or destroy trust in an instant, and yet, too often, it is left unchecked. People speak without thinking. They let emotions run rampant, letting anger, jealousy, or impatience guide their tongue. The results? Broken relationships, missed opportunities, and unnecessary pain. Control of your mouth is not about silence, it is not about repression, it is about wisdom. The wisdom to choose when to speak, how to speak, and most importantly, what to speak. Words are energy. They carry vibrations, intentions, and power. When misused, they leave destruction in their wake. When mastered, they open doors that no force can close. Consider this. A single careless word can destroy trust built over years. A harsh critique, a careless rumor, a thoughtless joke. These words may seem small at the moment, but they echo in the hearts of others. People remember the pain words cause far longer than the words that comforted them. And the same is true internally. Negative self-talk, words of doubt and harsh judgments you direct at yourself become chains that bind you to fear and limitation. Pause with me for a moment and reflect. How often do you speak before thinking? How often do words escape your lips before your mind has fully comprehended their impact? In the heat of anger, many of us react impulsively, and impulsive words are often irreversible. Unlike a gesture, which can sometimes be taken back, words once spoken travel beyond your control. They imprint themselves in memory, shaping perceptions and influencing futures. The first step in mastering your mouth is awareness. Awareness of your own emotions and the effect your words may have on others. Before responding, ask yourself, will this build or break? Will this heal or harm? In that pause lies the power of choice. That pause is the moment where wisdom enters the conversation. But mastery of your mouth is not only about restraint, it is about direction. Speak to uplift. Speak with intention. Speak as though every word is a seed planted in the fertile soil of another's mind. Will it grow into beauty or bitterness? That is the question you must ask yourself every time you open your mouth. And then there is the dialogue within. The words you speak to yourself. Self-talk is the undercurrent of every action you take. When your internal dialogue is negative, critical, or self-limiting, it shapes a reality constrained by fear and doubt. But when you speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and clarity, you empower yourself to rise above challenges. Affirmation is not vanity, it is discipline. It is the cultivation of your inner garden, ensuring that you nurture the seeds of potential rather than weeds of doubt. Silence is another critical aspect of mastery. Many believe silence is weakness, but silence is strength. Silence allows reflection, it allows presence, and it allows wisdom to speak louder than words ever could. By choosing silence over reaction, you maintain control. You prevent unnecessary conflict. You create space to listen, to understand, and to respond with clarity. Silence, therefore, is not emptiness. It is the most powerful form of speech. Let us not forget listening. Mastery of the mouth requires mastery of the ear. To speak with wisdom, you must first hear, truly hear. Listening is more than waiting for your turn to talk. Listening is absorbing, understanding, and empathizing. Only then can your words have true power. Words that are grounded in understanding have weight and influence far beyond those spoken in haste or ignorance. Let me give you a practical exercise. For one full day, observe every word you speak. Track the intention behind each word. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this kind? Is this true? At the end of the day, reflect. You will be amazed at how many words are wasted on triviality, negativity, or reactionary impulses. Awareness is the first step toward mastery. Once you recognize the power of your speech, you cannot go back to careless words. Now, imagine the cumulative effect. A life where words are chosen with care, spoken with intent, and direct it toward positivity. Relationships improve, careers flourish, opportunities multiply. Your internal dialogue aligns with your highest goals, and the energy you project attracts success, harmony, and peace. Words become your allies, not your enemies. But there is also the other side of the coin, the consequences of neglect. When you allow your mouth to wander unchecked, you cultivate chaos. Arguments escalate. Trust is eroded. Opportunities slip away. Even your own thoughts are shaped by uncontrolled speech, leading to doubt and confusion. Words once released cannot be retracted. They become your legacy, for better or worse. Control of the mouth is a lifelong practice. There will be moments of failure, moments when emotion overtakes reason, and that is human. The difference lies in recovery. Acknowledge the mistake, apologize where necessary, and recommit to mindfulness. Every conscious choice strengthens your mastery. Ultimately, controlling your mouth is about integrity. It is about aligning your words with your values, your intentions, and your goals. A person who masters their words demonstrates mastery over themselves. They speak not to react, but to create, not to dominate, but to uplift, not to impress, but to inspire. In conclusion, remember this: your mouth is a compass. It points toward your character. It shapes your relationships, your opportunities, and your life. Speak with wisdom. Speak with intention. Speak with awareness. Let your words plant seeds of growth, healing, and empowerment. And when in doubt, remember the power of silence, the pause before speech. In that pause lies freedom, clarity, and the ultimate control of your mouth. Control your mouth, and you take the first step toward mastering your life. Your words, when disciplined and directed, will unlock doors that no other force can open. They will build bridges, strengthen bonds, and shape your destiny. Choose them wisely. After we have understood the power of our words, we now turn inward to the inner world of emotion. Your mood is your internal climate. It colors every perception, shapes every interaction, and determines the quality of your life. Yet, most people surrender this realm to external circumstances, allowing anger, anxiety, or frustration to dictate their responses. Today, I want to show you why mastery over your mood is not optional, it is essential. Imagine waking up each day feeling like your emotional state is a passenger in your life, steering you in directions you do not wish to go. Traffic jams, negative colleagues, financial pressures, unexpected setbacks, all these external triggers can set your mood into turmoil. But what if I told you that your emotional state is not dictated by circumstances but by your awareness and choices, that your mood is not a consequence, it is a creation? Controlling your mood begins with awareness. Awareness of your emotional landscape allows you to recognize patterns before they take control. Emotions are signals. They are neither right nor wrong. Anger warns of boundaries crossed, sadness signals loss or unmet needs. Fear alerts you to risk, but the problem arises when we identify with the emotion rather than observing it. When we allow our mood to control us, it becomes a prison. When we observe it without judgment, it becomes a teacher. Consider the concept of emotional triggers. Every person has triggers, words, situations, even memories that provoke an immediate reaction. But here is the key. The trigger itself is not the cause of the emotional upheaval. It is your interpretation, your internal story, that gives it power. By learning to pause, to observe the trigger, and to choose your response consciously, you regain control. Emotional mastery is the art of response, not reaction. Let us discuss practical strategies. First, mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in each moment, fully aware of your sensations, thoughts, and feelings without judgment. When an emotion arises, name it. I feel frustration, I feel sadness. Naming your emotion creates distance between you and it, allowing clarity rather than chaos. This is not suppression, it is acknowledgement with awareness. Second, emotional reframing. Often the way we interpret events amplifies negative moods, a colleague's harsh words, a failed project, a minor inconvenience. These are neutral events until we assign meaning to them. By reframing, you can transform perception. This feedback is an opportunity for growth. This challenge is temporary. This setback is a lesson. Your mood changes not because the world changes, but because you choose a new lens through which to view it. Third, focus on physiological control. Emotions are linked to bodily states. Deep breathing, intentional posture, and grounding exercises can regulate the nervous system, reducing the intensity of negative moods. The body and mind are inseparable. By controlling the body, you influence the mood. By controlling the mood, you shape your thoughts. Next, cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a profound tool to shift emotional states. Each day identify 3 things you appreciate, no matter how small. Gratitude does not deny difficulties. It magnifies what is working. It trains the brain to focus on abundance rather than lack, calm rather than chaos, peace rather than irritation. Another principle is emotional responsibility. Many people blame circumstances, other people, or the world for their mood, but the truth is, only you can control your internal state. This is not denial of external reality, it is acknowledgement of personal power. Once you accept responsibility for your emotions, you reclaim the ability to navigate life with balance and grace. Let me share a practical exercise. When you feel a negative emotion rising, anger, anxiety, frustration, breathe. Identify the emotion. Ask yourself, is this response serving me or hindering me? Shift perspective, reframe the situation, and adjust your physiological state. This practice, repeated consistently, rewires your emotional habits. Over time, you become less reactive, more composed, and more resilient. Now consider the ripple effect. A person who controls their mood influences not just their own life, but the lives of those around them. Calmness breeds calmness. Presence inspires presence. Emotional mastery allows you to lead with clarity rather than force, to communicate with wisdom rather than volatility, and to solve challenges with creativity rather than chaos. Yet, mastery of mood is not about perfection. Emotions will arise, they are natural. Mastery is about the response, the conscious choice, and the awareness that no external event has the final say over your internal climate. The master does not deny emotion, they direct it. They use it as energy, as insight, as guidance. Reflection is key. At the end of each day, reflect on your emotional patterns. Which moods were reactive? Which were conscious? What triggers require attention? This daily awareness is a training ground. Each moment of reflection strengthens the capacity to respond rather than react. Ultimately, controlling your mood is about freedom. Freedom from being a victim of circumstance. Freedom from the tyranny of external forces. Freedom to experience life fully. To engage with clarity and to act with purpose. Emotional mastery is the gateway to personal empowerment. It aligns the mind and the body, creating harmony, resilience, and strength. In conclusion, remember this: moods are not random. They are the product of your thoughts, awareness, and choices. By practicing mindfulness, reframing, gratitude, physiological control, and emotional responsibility, you take the first steps toward mastery. A balanced mood allows you to think clearly, act wisely, and communicate powerfully. Control your mood, and you control your experience of life. The storms outside may rage, but the calm within becomes unshakable. When you master your internal climate, you no longer need to seek peace externally, it flows from within. Your interactions become purposeful. Your decisions become clear. Your presence becomes magnetic. The power to master your mood is the power to master your destiny. It begins with awareness. It grows with practice. It blossoms in every moment you choose calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and presence over reaction. Control your mood, and you are no longer at the mercy of life, you are the master of it. Now that we have explored the power of your words and the mastery of your mood, we turn to another cornerstone of a successful and balanced life: your money. Money is more than currency. It is energy, it is freedom, it is a tool that can either empower you or enslave you, depending on your level of control. Yet, many people live in financial chaos, reacting impulsively, accumulating unnecessary debt, and failing to align their spending with their values and goals. Today, I want to speak about mastering your money, not just earning it, but controlling it, directing it, and using it wisely. The first step in financial mastery is awareness. Awareness of your income, your expenses, and your financial habits. Most people live in a fog of transactions, never truly conscious of where their money goes. They spend reactively, emotionally, or out of habit. But money is a reflection of discipline, priorities, and self-respect. When you take control of your finances, you are taking control of your life. Consider the role of budgeting. Budgeting is not a restriction, it is empowerment. By knowing exactly what comes in and what goes out, you gain clarity and purpose. It allows you to prioritize what truly matters, whether it is savings, investments, experiences, or giving back. A budget is not a cage, it is a compass. It shows you the direction to your financial goals and ensures that your resources are aligned with your intentions. Next, we must address the temptation of instant gratification. In a world of constant advertising, digital shopping, and social comparison, impulse spending is a silent destroyer. Every unnecessary purchase chips away at your financial stability. Mastery of money requires patience, the ability to delay gratification, to ask, do I need this or do I desire it fleetingly? Each choice you make either moves you toward financial freedom or deeper into dependence. Savings is the cornerstone of security. The disciplined habit of saving is not about scarcity, it is about preparation. Life is unpredictable. Emergencies arise, opportunities appear. Those who have built a financial cushion can act decisively, without fear, without compromise. Savings is empowerment. It is the silent protector that ensures you are never at the mercy of circumstances. But financial mastery is not just about saving, it is about growth. Investing is the channel through which your money works for you. Yet, investment is only effective when aligned with knowledge, strategy, and patience. Impulsive decisions, chasing trends, or listening blindly to advice can lead to losses. Discipline in investment requires education, research, and long-term thinking. Each step must be deliberate. Each choice must be guided by principle rather than emotion. Debt is another critical factor. Mismanaged debt can enslave, distract, and destroy peace of mind. High interest obligations, unnecessary loans, and reliance on credit erode freedom. Mastering your money means understanding the difference between productive debt, investments that create value, and destructive debt that diminishes it. It requires courage to say no to easy money, to pay off liabilities, and to prioritize freedom over convenience. Let us also discuss the mindset of abundance versus scarcity. Many people view money through the lens of fear, scarcity, and limitation. This mindset drives hoarding, stress, and poor decisions. Financial mastery is rooted in the mindset of abundance. Practical exercises reinforce discipline. Begin by tracking every expense for 1 month. Document every purchase, no matter how small. At the end of the month, reflect on patterns. Identify leaks, unnecessary expenditures, and areas where alignment with your values is lacking. Next, set clear goals. Define your short-term and long-term financial objectives, whether it is saving for an emergency fund, buying a home, or building investments. Then create a step-by-step plan to achieve these goals, integrating budgeting, saving, and investing strategies. Financial literacy is another pillar. Knowledge is power. Learn about personal finance, investment strategies, taxes, retirement planning, and the psychology of money. The more you understand how money works, the more effectively you can control it. Ignorance leads to dependency. Knowledge leads to autonomy. Generosity also plays a role in financial mastery. Giving, when done thoughtfully, is not a loss. It is a multiplier. It creates networks, strengthens relationships, and cultivates gratitude. It reminds us that money is a tool for impact, not simply accumulation. When controlled and directed with intention, money becomes a force for good, supporting your life, your family, and your community. Now, let us examine the ripple effect of mastering money. Financial discipline affects your mood, your relationships, and your opportunities. When money is controlled, stress decreases, confidence rises, and focus sharpens. You are no longer reactive to financial emergencies. You are proactive. You can pursue your dreams without compromise. You can make decisions from a place of strategy rather than fear. But let us be clear. Financial mastery is not achieved overnight. It is a lifelong journey, requiring consistency, reflection, and patience. There will be mistakes. There will be setbacks. There will be temptations. Yet every conscious choice strengthens your financial muscle. Every deliberate decision compounds over time. Every step toward control is a step toward freedom. Ultimately, controlling your money is about self-respect, discipline, and foresight. It is about aligning your resources with your values, goals, and vision. It is about creating a foundation upon which every other area of life, health, relationships, growth, and purpose can flourish. In conclusion, remember this: money is energy. It can empower or enslave. It can build or break. The choice lies with you. By cultivating awareness, discipline, patience, financial literacy, and strategic action, you take control. You turn money into a servant, not a master. You create opportunities rather than limitations. You achieve freedom, security, and peace of mind. Control your money, and you control a vital dimension of your life. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance, desire, or external pressures. Your financial decisions reflect your discipline, your integrity, and your vision. Master your money, and you pave the path to a life of abundance, clarity, and purposeful action. We have explored the power of words, the mastery of mood, and the discipline of money. Now we arrive at the most profound dimension of personal mastery: your mind. Your mind is the command center of your life. It is the source of your actions, your decisions, your perceptions, and ultimately your destiny. Yet, most people leave this most powerful tool uncontrolled. Thoughts wander, focus drifts, and distractions abound. Today we speak about mastering your mind, learning to harness your thoughts, sharpen your focus, and direct your mental energy with intention. The first principle of mental mastery is awareness. Your mind is constantly generating thoughts, some constructive, others destructive. Awareness allows you to observe your thoughts without being enslaved by them. Consider this: a negative thought is not a prophecy, it is a signal. A thought of fear, doubt, or inadequacy is not reality. It is an opportunity to intervene, redirect, and regain control. Awareness is the first step in reclaiming your mental sovereignty. Let us address the nature of focus. Focus is the ability to direct your mental energy on a single objective without distraction. Yet, in a world filled with constant notifications, endless media, and ceaseless opinions, focus has become rare. The distracted mind achieves little. The focused mind achieves everything. Mastery of the mind begins with the ability to choose what deserves your attention and what does not. Consider the analogy of a garden. Your mind is like fertile soil. If left unattended, weeds of negativity, doubt, and distraction will grow. But if you plant seeds of discipline, positivity, and clarity, your mental landscape will flourish. Thoughts are seeds. What you feed grows stronger. What you neglect fades away. By consciously directing your thoughts, you shape your reality. Next, we must understand the power of repetition and mental habits. Your mind becomes what it practices. If you repeatedly entertain fear, worry, or resentment, these thoughts become dominant. If you practice focus, clarity, and constructive thinking, these qualities strengthen. Discipline of the mind requires conscious, repeated effort. It is not instantaneous, it is a cultivation like training a muscle or mastering a skill. Meditation is a powerful tool for mental mastery. It is the practice of observing thoughts without judgment, creating space between stimulus and response. Through meditation, you learn that thoughts are transient. You learn to let go of unhelpful patterns. You learn to cultivate presence. This presence allows you to respond rather than react, to act with wisdom rather than impulse. Visualization is another key tool. The mind cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. By visualizing your goals, your actions, and your success, you program your subconscious to align with your intentions. Daily mental rehearsal strengthens focus, confidence, and clarity. It ensures that your mind is a servant to your objectives rather than a chaotic, wandering force. Let us also examine the concept of mental filters. Your mind interprets the world through internal lenses, beliefs, assumptions, and expectations. These filters shape your perception, often limiting potential. Mastering your mind involves identifying these filters, challenging limiting beliefs, and adopting empowering perspectives. The mind, when directed consciously, is limitless in potential. Focus is intimately tied to action. A mind scattered across multiple tasks achieves minimal results. A focused mind channels energy toward deliberate action. Prioritize your mental resources. Identify the tasks and objectives that truly matter. Guard your attention as you would guard a treasure. Avoid distractions, unnecessary noise, and mental clutter. Each choice about where to focus compounds over time, creating results far beyond immediate perception. Let us discuss emotional influence on thought. Thoughts and emotions are intertwined. Negative moods distort perception. Positive moods enhance clarity. Mastery of the mind therefore requires synergy with mastery of mood. A calm, balanced emotional state creates fertile ground for disciplined thinking. Conversely, uncontrolled emotions amplify distraction, fear, and irrationality. Practical exercises reinforce mastery. Begin by dedicating a block of time each day to deep focus, reading, problem solving, or creating without interruption. Monitor your thoughts and notice patterns. When a distracting or unproductive thought arises, acknowledge it, then gently return your focus to the task at hand. Over time, this trains the mind to remain disciplined, even amid chaos. Another powerful practice is journaling. Writing thoughts allows reflection, clarification, and organization. It externalizes mental clutter, making space for deliberate thinking. Journaling also allows you to track patterns of thought, negative beliefs, recurring distractions, or moments of insight. Reflection is essential to refining mental discipline. Now consider the ripple effect of a disciplined mind. Mastery of your thoughts enhances every other area of life: your words, your moods, your financial decisions, and even your physical well-being. A focused mind acts decisively. It sees opportunities where others see obstacles. It solves problems where others remain stuck. It creates results, not excuses. Yet, mental mastery is not about perfection. Thoughts will arise, distractions will intrude. The key is not to eliminate them entirely, but to cultivate awareness and redirection. The master of the mind does not resist the flow of thought, they guide it. They are like a river, channeling energy toward productive, purposeful outcomes rather than letting it stagnate or flood uncontrollably. Ultimately, controlling your mind is freedom. Freedom from fear, doubt, and distraction. Freedom to create, to act, to innovate, and to grow. The mind, once mastered, becomes a powerful ally, a tool of clarity, strategy, and resilience. It enables you to navigate life's challenges with composure, confidence, and precision. In conclusion, remember this: the mind is the most powerful instrument you possess. It shapes reality, directs action, and creates destiny. By cultivating awareness, focus, meditation, visualization, and reflection, you take control of this incredible resource. Direct your thoughts with intention. Guard your focus fiercely. Transform your mind into a disciplined, clear, and creative force. Control your mind, and you control your life. A disciplined mind transforms chaos into opportunity, uncertainty into clarity, and potential into achievement. The power lies within you, waiting for your conscious choice to awaken it. Master your mind, and you are the master of your destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, we have journeyed through 4 powerful pillars of mastery: the words we speak, the moods we inhabit, the money we manage, and the thoughts we cultivate. Each of these areas is powerful on its own. Each has the capacity to elevate or destroy. But the true transformation occurs when we integrate all 4, when control of the mouth, mood, money, and mind becomes a unified practice, guiding every choice, every action, every decision in our lives. Today we explore this integration and the immense power it creates. Imagine life as a complex, interconnected system. Each part interacts with the others. Your words influence your mood, your thoughts shape your financial decisions, your emotions affect your focus. The mastery of one area is incomplete without alignment across the others. A person may speak wisely but be emotionally volatile. Another may have financial discipline but live in a mind clouded by fear and distraction. True power comes from synchronizing all 4 domains. Let us begin with the mouth and mood. Words are powerful, but they are amplified or diminished by the emotional state behind them. A calm, focused individual speaks with authority and clarity. An angry, anxious person may speak recklessly, causing unintended harm. By mastering your mood first, you create the foundation for disciplined speech. Silence becomes a tool. Words become intentional, and communication becomes an instrument of empowerment rather than chaos. Next, consider the connection between mood and mind. Emotional stability is the soil from which focused, disciplined thought grows. When emotions run unchecked, the mind is scattered, distracted, and reactive. Anxiety clouds judgment. Anger distorts perception. But when mood is balanced, the mind gains clarity, focus, and control. Thoughts can then be channeled toward problem solving, creativity, and strategic action. Integration here ensures that emotion supports reason rather than undermining it. Now let's bring money into the equation. Financial discipline is not only about numbers, it is about mindset. The choices you make with money reflect your internal state. Impulsive spending often arises from emotional imbalance or lack of mental focus. By controlling your mouth, mood, and mind, financial discipline becomes natural. You no longer spend reactively, you invest with clarity, you save with purpose. Money ceases to control you. It becomes a tool that aligns with your values and vision. The synergy of all 4 pillars is profound. When your words are deliberate, your emotions are balanced, your mind is focused, and your finances are disciplined, you become a master of your environment. Challenges no longer dominate you, they inform you. Opportunities no longer slip by, they attract you. Your presence becomes magnetic, your actions decisive, and your life purposeful. Integration transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Practical integration requires daily practice and reflection. Start each day with intention. Set a mental checklist. How will I speak today? How will I manage my emotions? How will I direct my thoughts? How will I honor my financial discipline? Begin with awareness in the morning, sustain focus throughout the day, and end with reflection in the evening. What worked, what slipped, what can be adjusted tomorrow. This continuous cycle of conscious practice strengthens mastery across all four domains. Let us examine the ripple effects. A person who integrates these pillars affects not only their own life but the lives of those around them. Relationships flourish because words are thoughtful and moods are calm. Career and financial opportunities expand because decisions are clear, deliberate, and strategic. Leadership becomes natural because presence, clarity, and composure inspire trust. Integration amplifies influence, productivity, and fulfillment. We must also recognize the spiritual dimension. Mastery of mouth, mood, money, and mind is not merely practical, it is transformative at a deeper level. When these elements are aligned, inner peace emerges, the mind is clear, the heart is calm, and the soul feels liberated. Life becomes less about external validation and more about internal harmony. Mastery across these domains cultivates resilience, wisdom, and grace. Practical exercises for integration include mindfulness throughout the day. Observe your speech, track your mood, monitor your spending, reflect on your thoughts. Whenever misalignment arises, a harsh word, a moment of emotional imbalance, impulsive spending, or a wandering thought, pause, correct, and realign. Over time, this conscious feedback loop creates seamless mastery. Let me give an example. Imagine a professional facing a high-pressure decision. Words must be precise, emotions controlled, finances considered, and thoughts clear. Without integration, mistakes are made, the wrong tone in communication, emotional overreaction, impulsive financial decisions, or clouded judgment. With integration, every choice is deliberate. Every action aligns with long-term goals. Success becomes inevitable, not by chance, but by mastery. Integration also fosters personal freedom. When mouth, mood, money, and mind are under conscious control, you are no longer at the mercy of external forces. Circumstances may be unpredictable, but your response is deliberate. Distraction, chaos, and stress diminish. Every choice becomes an act of empowerment. You operate from clarity, not confusion, from wisdom, not reaction. In conclusion, the integration of these four pillars, mouth, mood, money, and mind, is the ultimate path to mastery alone. Each pillar provides strength. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. Speak with intention, feel with balance, spend with discipline, think with clarity, and in doing so, you become the master of your environment, your destiny, and your life. Control is not about rigidity, it is about conscious choice, alignment, and purposeful action. Every day presents opportunities to strengthen these pillars. Each decision is a test of discipline. Each reflection is a step toward mastery. When integrated, the mouth, mood, money, and mind become instruments of freedom, abundance, and fulfillment. So, take this knowledge, apply it diligently, and watch as your life transforms. The power to shape your destiny lies not in external circumstances but within your own mastery. Control your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind, and you unlock the true potential of your existence.